Test, 1, 2, 3. Test, 1, 2, 3. All right, what's going on, guys? A nice little push off of TQQQ, up 3% on the day. Surprise, surprise, reducing position size as of right now. Let's see what we got going on. Looking a little bit more on the overbought side. So again, let's just make sure that we're aware of overbought and oversold levels. Good morning, good morning. I am going to ask you guys for a big favor. It looks like there is some form of issue in the main chat room. It seems to be like 1 or 2 people that said something or that are bothering people. You guys don't have to say this in the live chat. I am asking you if you guys can send me a direct message, even just a screenshot of who it is. If they're causing any form of disruption in our chat room, again, I would be more than happy to remove them. So if it's not too much to ask, please send me a direct message. I'll keep it private and I'll make sure that I take care of the issue. So thank you. TQQQ, the nice little pullback. 27.93. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Nice little pop off right at market open. All right. Looks like we're retesting. There's one specific stock wanted to follow up with. I wanted to see how oil was doing today. So we got WTI up another 4% on the day. I don't know if you guys remember, I took a small position yesterday, 1,000 shares. And one of the things that I talked about is WTI is very oversold, right? So offers a lot of recovery potential. I think it was like 80% from where we're at right now to previous highs. It was 80% as of yesterday. So I thought taking a small position would have been, 1,000 shares. I could make $800. Not bad. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. If this thing continues to indicate signs of an uptrend and makes higher highs, I'm going to add another 1,000 shares to my position. Just still keeping it light. I'm not going to I'm not going to have overall more than $10,000 into WTI, but I would love to have a small position in this based off of the recovery potential that it has to offer. So just wanted to keep you guys up to date because I know we talked about it yesterday. You should be able to message me. That's bothersome. Let's see. All right, here it goes. Trying to retest those overbought levels. One of the things that I do want to make you guys aware of is that yesterday's pre-market resistance was right around $28.86, right? So right around $29. During normal market hours, it was $28.50. That was the highest that we've gone in the past week of trading during normal market hours, not including extended hours. So right now at 28.50, 28.60, it is overbought. We are a little bit more on the overbought side. Again, if we look at this on the day chart, we should be very close to that EMA that's been acting as a pretty solid resistance. All right. There we go. There it goes, retesting. There it goes, 28.20. I'm gonna reduce my position size a little bit here. Can't hesitate to lock in profits, especially at overbought levels. All right, still showing signs of a resistance right around the same general area. I'm gonna sell another 1,000 shares. Apple's 143.25 is key support level. Lines up perfectly with TQQQ's resistance. Okay, we'll check it out in just a bit. So 143.25. Do you mean you said a key support level? Oh, supply level, my bad. Yeah, I can agree with you on that, you know, right around that same moving average. So we'll see if we can actually break above. But yeah, last time we did retest this, right? That's a good eye. So retested it, got rejected, retested, got rejected, tested, 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 rejected, rejected, rejected. So yeah, I mean, this is a step in the right direction. We'll see if we actually break above. Just making sure all my alerts are adjusted. Okay. But it's looking pretty good for Apple. All right, looking a little bit more on the overbought side. Here we go, waiting for a pullback on TQQQ. Here we go. Come on, come on. So again, showing that same sign of a resistance level right around 28.20. I'm thinking about adding more to my position on TQQQ. Should I know to wait to break above the 100-day moving average or get rejected? Yeah, I mean, feel free to add when you want to, right? I am personally waiting to show some indication that we're trading above $30 a share. We have not been able to break above this resistance level, so let me give you an example, right? If you choose to buy before this confirmation, every single time except once in March, and this is right after Russia attacked Ukraine. Every other time, rejected, 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 rejected. Imagine have bought near the EMA line, and then it gets rejected. Imagine buying and then gets rejected, buying and gets rejected, buying and then gets rejected, buying and then gets rejected. We're so close, but guess what? It's gotten rejected almost every single time. So this is why I'm choosing to wait. I like to explain why I'm doing something, the why behind it. If you still want to buy TQQQ, you're an adult, right? You can do whatever it is that you want. My job is just to make you aware of why I do things and why I don't. It's not that it's perfect, right? I make many, many mistakes. This time it could completely pop off, and if you buy it early, then sure. I'm just choosing to play it a little bit more on the safer side. Here it goes, nice little pullback. All right, we're retesting this EMA to see if this actually shows signs of a support. I say let it bleed. Looks like it is showing signs of a support here right at that EMA, so I'm going to give it a little bit more time. We have Tesla retesting that 750 resistance level. Do you guys remember this? 750 for Tesla. That was a pretty significant price point. It looks like we're retesting this EMA line as a resistance, and then the next one is going to be $800 a share. So there it goes, nice pullback. Do you know the next Fed meeting? I know Jerome Powell speaks on Wednesday. There's no like FOMC meeting that's going to happen anytime soon. But Jerome Powell, which is the head of the Federal Reserve, he will be speaking this Wednesday, tomorrow, 30 minutes before the market opens. Oil inventory report. Should be fun. That's today, right? Let me look it up. Is that today, the EIA report? Wait, no. Yeah, no, it should be today, right? Oh, today's consumer sentiment. Nice. All right. Still getting rejected. No higher highs here. We're losing momentum on TQQQ. Please be very careful with your position size right now. All I keep thinking about is, I want to almost buy more, but I need to keep reminding myself that the upside potential is not that high. Yeah, I'm missing an EIA report. I used to watch those religiously. So, Ricky, what is your play with American Airlines? Still the same thing. Look, all right, we're showing weak signs of momentum there. Okay. There's no better way to ease into something than to do it slowly. Ricky, have you been trading AMC lately? No, I did see AMC performance was pretty good yesterday, right? Yeah, it went up to $14. So that's good. Congratulations to those that were able to day trade it. Hopefully you guys actually locked in profits and won't end up bag holding. There it goes, big drop. All right, we have 5 minutes until the consumer report is released, right? The amount of BS that is going on today is ridiculous. I'm going back and forth trying to trade and manage people in the messages because of I don't get why people are so childish. Yeah, it will. Yep. Just trying to buy lightly. Here it goes, testing moving average. Still getting rejected. 1.5%, 1.3% for TQQQ. And there it goes. It just broke below the moving average. So at that point, I'm very happy that we locked in profits. We locked in profits pretty aggressively too. So that was pretty good. Let's see how low we can go. We have 2 minutes until consumer sentiment report is released. Okay, 1 minute left. Imagine the report comes out and be like, all right, well, there's my 30 minutes. Later, guys. it goes. A couple seconds left. We know the report's going to be bad. All right. Any second now. Here it goes. It's released. Let's see how the market reacts. All right. It's looking bullish. Too early to tell. Too early. Let's see. Can we break above that EMA? Again, it could quickly change sides, and it does this actually quite often. So please be careful. There it goes, going into the red. Come on. There it goes, still getting rejected, still not the best sign. Do I have the right one here for the consumer sentiment? Do you guys see it on your side? Is the value at 50? Is that what you guys have as well or no? Okay. Yeah, it says the source is the University of Michigan. Release date says June 30th. Do I have the wrong one? Dang it, getting rejected. And there it goes. So 98.7. Yeah, I'm trying to refresh mine. Okay, here we go. This is what I have pulled up on mine, right? But no, I don't think that this is the most up-to-date one. Market's dropping. A nice little transition. Significant drop. Yeah, we have people listing different consumer sentiment reports. Okay, so this is the first one that I pulled up, and it looks like it's for the month of June, right? Okay. And there it goes, still dropping. SQQQ going up. TQQQ transitioning from, what was it up? 3.5% in the green to now break even on the day. Here it goes, retesting. Same support level during the pre-market session. Actually, we just broke below it. I actually thought it was 27.20, but it looks like it was 27.40. There it goes, down 0.5%. All right, I have it pulled up. I'm just gonna share the link in the Discord so you guys could read it yourself. All right, here goes. Index fell 98.7%, down 4.5% points from 103. Okay. Decline marginally from 147.1 from 147.4 of last month expected. Okay. That's not good. It's not a significant drop either, though. Looks like we're retesting support here at $27. $27 has kind of been our support range for the past day. As you guys could see, all of yesterday within that same general range of $27. This is where we found that common support level. So please just make sure that you're aware of that. We have WTI now beginning to show signs of an uptrend. Should be up a little bit over. Yep, there it goes. Just retesting, making new highs on the day. Okay. How many shares do I have right now? 210. Why another 200? There it goes. TQQQ retesting, showing signs of a potential reversal. See if we actually make it happen. There we go, showing signs of a support. So again, based off of yesterday's performance, this is what I'm really basing the trade off of. We have that same common support level. If we really begin to trade below $27 a share, I'm going to have to manage my position size and begin to reduce it, not just obviously for the profit, but to be able to tolerate a more significant pullback. Again, the reason why is yesterday, a very common support range that we respected all day was right around that $27 support level. So that's going to be my target of what I pay attention to. If we break below $27 a share, and again, I am sharing this with you just as for you guys to know what I plan to do. If we begin to trade below $27 a share, I will have to reduce my position size and let the market bleed, right? There's nothing else to it. This is the range that we've been holding above, and if we break below that, then that would be a break of pattern. Based off of where we're at right now, if we were to recover to previous highs that we were right at market open, this would offer about 3% ROI. I view that to be a decent day trade. I mean, for my upside potential versus my downside risk, it makes sense for me. If it doesn't make sense for you, right, because a 3-to-1 ratio, it's more of like 3 to 1 to 0.5%. If that doesn't make sense to you, rightfully so, do not trade TQQQ if it just does not make sense for you, right? Especially, I mean, being realistic with you guys, I mean, we are at an overbought level based off of recent patterns, right? We sold off, we found a support level, it began to indicate signs of an uptrend, and now we're testing a critical level, which I hope we break above, but hope is no way to trade in the market, right? So again, this is why I have to manage my position size if things begin to go south. I wish you guys nothing but the best in your trade. But again, if we break below this, then that means that the NASDAQ is dropping. It broke its support range. And that means that most likely a lot of other tech stocks will follow. So please, please, please do yourself a favor and prepare now. I like that, Nicholas. Congrats, congrats. So Rishi, I already shared the link. I'll share it in the announcement section. So, all right, I just shared it in the announcement section. You should be able to check it out in the Learn Plan Profit announcement section. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, I wasn't going to close it out, but I guess I could close out the live stream if you guys were saying goodbye to me already. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing else to it. I was just going to wait to see if we end up getting rejected. I'm fine with staying on unless you guys want me to leave. Let's see. There it goes, nice little push. Sounded like you were leaving. Okay. We'll see what happens with TQQ. My camera is overheating, so if the camera turns off, just know that it's not me that's turning off the camera. It's I don't know why my camera overheats so quickly. It's just 1 hour and it's already done. Alrighty, I'm fine with saying. Just watch out. I mean, if we get rejected, then I mean, there's no point, right? I'm just gonna have to cut losses. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know why this camera overheats so quickly. It's weird. But yeah, so again, the EMA doesn't really surprise me that it's acting as some form of a resistance, right? So we could see these lower highs forming, which was kind of like already a red flag, and we should have been able to see through that, right? If you guys see where we, momentum was in favor, you guys saw that we did not hesitate to lock in profits. And then every time that it tried to recover, it made lower highs. Do you guys see that? It sold off, made lower lows, it tried to recover, lower highs, it sold off, lower lows, it tried to recover, lower highs, sold off. And again, we're retesting. Are we going to make lower highs once again and then get rejected and make new lows? If so, we need to be aware of this consistent descending channel. Or did it sell off enough that now it's establishing a support level and trying to make and show signs of resistance? Something to pay attention to, right? One of the things that I want to remind you is that all day yesterday, we pretty much sold off. We made lower highs and I guess not necessarily lower lows, but we had that same support range right around $27 a share. But it's just, I mean, this was a waste of a day if you spent all day trading. Do you get what I mean? It's like, what a waste to like try to force a trade when direction is not in your favor. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time for you to be able to see through that, right? You can see that the lower highs were there, same horizontal support, and today almost looks no different, right? Other than it popping off right at market open. This one dropped right at market open. So there is a difference there, but we're not holding. We're not holding above the moving average. We're not holding above the EMA. It's not showing strong signs of momentum to be in our favor. It looks like it might be another SQQQ day. So correct. I mean, unless you're shorting. I mean, we're talking about it in perspective to going long. Obviously, I'm saying that direction's not in our favor. For the inverse. Let's see. Can you break down snow? Yeah. Okay, so testing to show signs of a support. I'm going to reset my alerts. Give me one quick second. Sorry, guys. Where did my alerts go? Let's see if we actually break above. Gotta stay up to date if we break below. Okay, that's the overall resistance. I'll just delete that for right now. There it goes, it's getting rejected. Okay. All right, snow has not been performing the best, right? I mean, snow has been, descending even prior to the new year, I thought. So I thought snow, ever since it IPO'd, it peaked and then sold off, tried to recover, hit highs of 400 and then sold off. So yeah, I mean, it is beginning to show signs of a potential reversal. One thing about snow, and again, this is why every stock is different. The EMA on TQQQ on the day chart acts as a resistance level, and it's a very good resistance level with the length of 35. With this, my length on this EMA is still 35, but we could see that snow still from time to time breaks above it and still gets rejected. Breaks above it and still gets rejected. We are above it and it can still get rejected. So again, not every indicator is perfect, and this is why we talk about being okay with taking time in waiting for more true confirmation, to not ever put all of your weight or your decision on one sole indicator. There's not one indicator that is 100% accurate every single time, so please make sure that you're aware of that. One of the things that we have not been able to do on snow ever since it broke below is making higher highs and higher lows above the EMA line. I would not be in a rush to jump into snow because obviously there's great upside potential. So even if you miss out on 5, 10, even 20%, who cares on the grand scheme of things? I think what's most important is feeling comfortable with your position, that direction is in your favor, and not being able to average, not being afraid to average up because you know it's making you money. That, I would say, it would instill more confidence in the trade. As of right now, I still think it's too early to tell, but I definitely think that it's something worth looking into. So I actually just realized American Airlines gapped up today, so it's at 4.6% on the day, so not too bad. I only have 100 shares in it, so I bought it at $12 if I'm not mistaken, and $12.50, $12.90 around that. And yeah, it's beginning to show signs of a potential recovery. We'll see if the higher highs actually end up following, right? Especially after the report tomorrow. But we have TQQQ now retesting, and look at that. So I'm gonna have to put my stop up because we're about to break below 27. So again, there's no such thing as a perfect trade. Every single time, every opportunity presents itself in a different way. So our job is not to avoid risk. Our job is to simply manage it. So I want to give it some cushion a little bit below that $27 price level. So we'll see if this is enough of a cushion to not get so easily stopped out. Because sometimes I feel that if I had put a stop loss right below 27, I don't know if you guys ever feel the same way, that I get stop loss right away, and I can see that that's where the support was, and it's never perfect, right? So because of that, if I would have just given myself a little bit more time or a little bit more of a cushion, if that stock ended up recovering, I would have not needed to get stopped out at that exact price point. So sometimes I like to give myself a little bit of a cushion just to not get stopped out so easily or so quickly if that tends to happen to you. So just something to be aware of. All right. Almost 4% on the day, not bad. And there it goes, still trying to hold. Yeah, that can definitely be an approach. Happens to me all the time, yep. Just giving yourself a 1% cushion, or 1% of whatever the stock value is. Here it goes. I want to see if I do get stopped out, just so we could all see it. And again, I put myself in this position. I still think I did a good job reducing position size at overbought levels. I began to buy the dip pretty lightly, and then as it sold off a little bit more aggressively, I bought the dip once again. One of the things that I did understand, and I knew the position that I was putting myself in. I knew by buying the dip, which I didn't do it in my opinion super aggressively, I knew by buying the dip I was going to have to hold myself accountable at $27 a share. I viewed the upside to outweigh the downside. My risk to reward ratio was about 3% for a 1%. It was really less than 1%, but based off of where I'm going to end up cutting losses, it's right around that 1% mark. And there it goes. My camera just overheated, so please just know that, let me go ahead, and I hate when this happens. Okay. Ridiculous. But yeah, I saw the risk to reward ratios to be worth it. But one of my biggest things is direction. Direction was not in my favor. I didn't even get the chance to really step on the gas. And that's just, again, don't put yourself in a position that you cannot tolerate. Obviously, a 1% loss, I've taken a lot bigger losses, right? I can tolerate a 1% loss. But let's say that you were fully invested. Let's say that it's not a 1% loss. Let's say it's something much greater and the risk to reward ratios weren't worth it, right? You need to understand the conditions that you're putting yourself in. If it's not something that you think is favorable for your trade, you're just adding another layer of risk. It's not that it's impossible to make money when all of your criteria is not met. There's still a chance, obviously, that you can still come out on top. Anything can be released that can act as a positive catalyst, right? With that being said, all you're trying to do is to increase the chances of your trade going according to plan, right? I always used to use a what's it called? I always used to use a like race car analogy, right? I feel like that is not an analogy that everyone can relate to. I know I can't relate to it, right? I'm not a race car driver. But one of the things that I think that we can all understand is like if I were to ask you what conditions do you need or do you need to be in to get some good sleep? Everyone would say something different, right? I would want a really soft bed. Someone like my parents like kind of like firm beds, right? That's what they've told me. I like to sleep in the cold. Other people don't like to sleep in the cold, right? There's different conditions that we all know of one another, right? Or of oneself that would be favorable to get the best sleep. And it's not that we're guaranteed to get the best sleep just because we're in those conditions, but it's just more likely because you're making sure that based off of what you know about yourself and how you perform the best, what would make you get the best sleep, right? The same thing when it comes down to trading. Even if you check off all of your conditions of market direction, position size, market sentiment, it still isn't guaranteed, obviously, right? There's always still a layer of risk. Your job is simply to try to reduce the layers of risk that are on the table when you choose to take advantage of an opportunity. I feel like that's a better analogy, right? Better than my race car. Sometimes when I would talk about the race car analogy and the wet street or the wet track, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't feel like that one really. It makes sense, and I know people understood what I was talking about, but maybe it's not the best analogy. And there it goes. Lower highs once again for TQQQ, showing strong signs of it being bearish. I mean, that's a perfect example of every time that it tries to recover, doesn't go as high as it did before. Every time that it tries to recover, doesn't go as high as it did before. And at that point, again, our job is just to let it bleed. So I entered a position. This is why I have to hold myself accountable and manage my risk and manage my position size. But guess what? One of the things that we always talk about is if you're about to take a position, you need to understand, especially when you're adding these layers of risk, that you need to hold yourself accountable when it comes down to that risk management. It's not even a question. It shouldn't be a question of, I might cut losses or anything like that. Risk management is necessary for every single trade. I don't care if you cut losses and then it recovers right away. Then you need to do a better job buying your stock so you don't cut losses so quickly. But risk management is necessary behind every single trade, right? Because you can have 10 consecutive green trades and it only takes one red trade to be able to give it all back. And I know that if you've traded long enough, you've experienced it. Our job is not to be perfect. Our job is to be consistent. And the only way that we can experience consistent growth is if we can control how much we give back. Risk management is everything when it comes down to trading. And I really hope that you know that. All right. It definitely doesn't look the best as of right now for TQQQ. So again, it's just be aware of current market conditions and ask yourself, are these favorable conditions for yourself as a trader? And here it goes, some momentum is picking up, sending us on this little downward spiral. 27, again, my exit is 26.86, just so you guys are all aware of where I'm planning to cut losses. Or trade with less shares if you cut losses too soon. I 100% agree, right? You put yourself in a better position to be able to tolerate the pullback, so you're less emotional. A good analogy that I heard about position size and how it correlates to emotion, it's like position size and the way that it influences emotion is like a volume bar. The larger your position size, the louder it becomes, right? And then the louder your emotions are as something is selling off. And even when something is going up, the louder it is as it begins to go up, right? You need to understand what is a good volume level during bear markets, during bull markets, during choppy markets, and only you can determine that, right? We all tolerate volume as in like a volume bar, right? Volume like when you're listening to music. That's something that we can all relate to. I really like that analogy because I feel like it makes a lot of sense. When something is selling off and your volume is all the way up, right? You're going to be very emotional. And here it goes. I'm going to have to end up cutting losses here. Let's see if we hear it. Boop. There it goes. Right. And yes, I still will be keeping my, that shouldn't even be a question. I get asked that so many times. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I will always keep my shares that I'm swing trading, which are 6,500 as of now. If we break above the 1-day moving average, I'll move it up to like 8,500 to about 9,000, right? As there's more confirmation of a recovery, the more confident I will be to invest more money. So again, it all comes with the territory. So, alrighty. Well, I think we've been live for about an hour, right? I'm glad that we were at least able to catch that exit on TQQQ. A lot of days we have, especially for the past week, we've had a very successful overall trading week for the past week. And a day like this does not come as a surprise after a very, very successful trading week, right? It should be expected. We have this saying within our group that on my green days, I prepare for my red days, and on my red days, I prepare for my green days. It's good to always stay level-headed and to understand that sometimes just embracing the red day and knowing that you're going to have to manage your risk, it makes it easier. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it just makes it easier. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. I'll see you guys in the main chat room. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Please make sure you direct message me if there's anyone in the main chat room that is ever annoying, disruptive, and or counterproductive in any form of way. Just send me a screenshot. Show me what it is that they're saying. Show me what it is that they're doing. And anyway, it doesn't mean that I'm going to remove them. But if I see that they are a big enough distraction, then I will make that decision. I don't care how much or how little money someone makes in our group chat. If you are not adding value, if you are disruptive, that is what I determine as the deciding factor of whether I keep you or remove you from the Discord chat, right? And that's the environment that we want to be able to host in the Discord. And again, it's definitely not perfect. Our job is just to moderate it to try to make it the most manageable. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live trading session. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note.